Normies. God, aren't we tired of them? Their basic ass fashion style, their sports, barbecue, social gathering, whatnot. Their bitch ass, vanilla ass sexuality, and their Transformers movies, and guns, and temples, and dad jokes, and then fear of everything that's slightly different, and Fast and the Furious, and fucking anything Dwayne Johnson made, and patriotism, and whatever. Goddamn, I mean, fuck that shit. That's so fucking basic. We're tired of them. Tired of them. I'm telling you, enough of that shit. It's so archaic. It's like the 21st century already, or whatever. They're so feral. So fucking feral, man. Dude, what is this, medieval era or something? We hate them. I mean, they're totally yesterday's news already, right? So primitive, so fucking feral. Mere animals in the way of extinction. Such a need for a big upgrade to remain even relevant. Am I right? Just get rid of them already. They're so toxic. Right? Right. Well, uh, I mean, the quick answer is yeah, sure. But remember what the fun answer is. And the fun answer is no. Hell no. There's a lot to explain here, actually. We are so used to having this mentality, especially nowadays, this mentality of this progress, right? This idea that we need to advance forward, and advancing forward means leave everything behind in order to be replaced by the new. There's this very prevalent idea that everything from the past is bad. There's even a term for that. I don't have it. I can't remember it right now, but there's even a term for that. This fucking idea that just like we are always better than everybody that has been before, and we are so much more knowledgeable and just superior just because we have these little advancements or superficial improvements, and that's extremely ignorant. That's so douchey and ignorant. It's tragic that it's still something that remains to this fucking year, to this era we're living right now, where we're supposed to be stepping into the new age of evolution and whatever. It's like, dude, come on. We have such dated mentality. We haven't changed at all since, like, as we as a group. I mean, I I don't think that way, but as a group, I have to include myself there. So I say we have this bitch ass mentality that hasn't changed for like at least, depending on the culture, probably goes from a couple of centuries to like thousands of years. But it's this mentality that we are so much better than everybody that has been before us, and that we are so much better than anybody who doesn't have our current technology, basically, and our current moral standards, which is so vague, because moral standards change so much, and moral standards are wrong so many times, and what is completely acceptable nowadays is not gonna be like in 5 years from now, or like 10 years from now. For example, all this woke culture that is so like prevalent nowadays is gonna be so dated by like in a decade or so. It's not gonna age well at all. Anyways, what I'm trying to get is that supposedly we are like trying to evolve into this new this new even species, you might call it. We're trying to evolve into this new post Homo sapiens, however it's going to be named. But it's like, dude, it's all thanks to this new idea has been implanted of like quote unquote progress, adopting liberalism as the doctrine that is supposed to be the thing that is going to set us free from the old, from the wrong, erroneous ways of the past, and set us free from our instinct and our feral dated nature and our basic simple behavior that has gotten us, that has made us remain enchained in this primitive world, basically. I don't know, or like animals or something. It's like, while this superior being that is clearly better, the one who is like the introvert one, who is quirky and likes to read and is like a minority of some sort and has like different standards, and the different one, the hashtag not like other girls, the boy that was actually sensitive, and yeah, all that. So yeah, that all sounds kind of valid if you don't really think about it too much. I mean, even I used to be that weird, quiet, lonely kid who was really creative and sensitive and whatever. I used to sit like on the corner over there in the classroom, and I wasn't really like the popular kid, or yeah, what all that shit. Yeah, sure. Even I was like that, but we are moving. I feel that I want to talk about this because I feel that we are moving very, very, very fast in territories that are not going to be places where there's going to be a way back, and the changes that are going to happen are for the most part not something that we're going to be really proud of, and because it's going to be, for a huge portion of it, things that are going to be really regretful. We are tearing apart our social structure, being our family and friends and all that, the way all of those things work, our co-workers and basically the way we relate to each other, and our cultural structure, being our identity as people in a society, like in our country, politically, and all of that. We are letting our very nature be completely scrambled and massacred before our eyes, not even doing anything about it, and just kind of embracing it for the sake of this weird abstract idea of this mythical progress that is not really happening. And that's my gripe. There's no progress happening at all. In fact, it's the opposite. We are regressing so much that it's kind of scary. And that's what I was trying to say earlier, but I kind of started losing track a little bit, but I'm getting there again. Sorry if these videos are too scrambled and weirdly structured, very poorly structured, but these are ideas that I always have in my head, but I never have anybody to talk to, and this is like the first time ever that I actually kind of put myself together in a way to make them resemble any kind of cohesive narrative or something. It's like just ideas. So, and I'm not making a script or anything. I'm just like talking out loud, pretty much. So yeah, if anything, this is going to be an anchor for to have something there to elaborate later on. So yeah, my main idea is that we can't allow ourselves to be altered or changed in any significant way until we completely know who we are, we accept who we are responsible for what we are, we come to terms with what we are, and we can just let it happen. let it go, until we just let ourselves be. God, this is a little bit frustrating because I can't really elaborate too much, because if I do, um, pretty, I have to upload this to YouTube, and I'm pretty much going to get nuked if I elaborate more specifically. But basically, it's stupid to try to change our nature when we haven't even dominated our nature. We haven't even learned our own nature. We don't even know actually who we are. And I kind of lost my train of thought. I had so many different things I wanted to say, and I got a little bit, again, like, as I said in this video and in the previous one, got a little bit scrambled minded. So many ideas put together, and since I've never really been a very verbal person, is that how you say it? I have struggled with a stuttering problem for like all my life, and I'm just learning how to manage it. And I actually do these videos in part for that, so I can like learn how to like articulate ideas, because I'm usually like doing whatever. I have just been seeing these past years way too much bashing over one sector of the population, pretty much. I'm just tired. It's not something that you hear too much being spoken of, but I'm just tired of like a group of people being just bashed for no real reason, for like invalid reasons. And nowadays, everywhere you go is like everywhere you like see is like it's bashing normies, pretty much bashing conservative like standards, everything that is not like fanatically radical. It's like it's completely bashed. That's stupid. That's so fucking basic ass, primitive, dated ass mentality. We're not gonna go anywhere good if we just keep behaving that way. That's so childish. What the fuck? So whenever this super uber advanced brain, mental, intellectuals, like superior beings of conscience and inclusion and all that shit, see anything that like promotes just like simpleton ideas, like um, um, just normal family, and like being conservative, God forbid, having normal sexuality or something, having just normal standards and beliefs and all that shit is like it needs to be destroyed. And I'm like, and that's like fear mongering. That's exactly the same mentality that people used to have like in the 50s, and all that shit, like in the 1800s and shit, like just the opposite. It was like super conservative people trying to destroy anything that was different. And nowadays it's exactly the same, only the opposite. That's what I mean. We're not advancing at all. We're regressing. Hell, I think we were advancing more like in the 90s, and God helps the trash ass early 2000s, that you were more free back then. You have more free of speech and thought. You can't ignore and just like throw under the rug of all the contributions that the other spectrum of culture has to offer, or has offered. It shouldn't have happened before, when it was the other way around. When it was believed that gay people or women or people, or like non-white people or stuff like that couldn't really do anything valid. I mean, it was stupid, and that's why we changed that. And now we're like regressing to that, only to the opposite side, and without even noticing, we are like fracturing like ourselves again, our culture again. And then worse, there's this idea that is trying to be like implemented so hard, that like machines are so much better, they're so much more sensitive and so much more humanitarian, so much more this and that, more human than humans, and it's like fuck off. Anyways, that's a whole other story. I was explaining in my other video that I have a little bit of issue recommending because the audio quality is shittier. So I'm not really that proud of that, the audio quality. But anyways, the basic idea is that conservative people need liberals in order to advance and evolve, and the other way around. Liberal people need conservatives in order to survive. We wouldn't have any revolutions if it wasn't for liberal thinking people going outside of the norm, getting outside of the box and like thinking forward and different and breaking the molds. But those people wouldn't be where they are, wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for conservatives. Conservatives are the one doing the jobs that liberals are too good to even touch, you know? Conservatives keep society together. Conservatives make sure that city you complain so much about is safe and clean and in order and maintained. Conservatives keep you safe from criminals, keep you away from criminals. They fight for you. They build your roads and manufacture your clothes and your utensils and your fucking phone and your tablet and all that shit. Using the United States as an example, blue states in general tend to be the states with the higher crime rates. Conservatives look for the safer route, the boring route, the proven route. A normal, healthy, standard household to grow children in so that they can go out, so that they can build a normal, safe, standard, boring society, but safe. It's boring, it's square, it's vanilla, but that's why you need to keep balance in one side and the other. And right now the balance it's just inclined to one side, and that's why the world is pretty much as fucked up as it is right now, as it was fucked up like 100 years ago. So, but in the other spectrum. I mean, it's normies who pull society back up whenever lefties fuck up. At the end of the day, it's normies keeping shit together. I mean, look at Lefty over here. How many lefties does it take to have one functioning household? It takes all of them and they still don't know how to do it. So much complexities in diverse social structurings and whatever convoluted bullshit. So many pronouns and safe environments and so much fucking forward thinking, and you can't even get a grip of the most basic things. A healthy upbringing is the most important thing for somebody to have to become somebody functional later on, so that you can have society actually working. And that's so basic, is right there, but you keep fucking up, making all this convoluted shit instead of just raising a kid properly with a healthy mindset. I'm not gonna get too much into that because that would require like a whole other conversation. Anyways, I'm not trying to say that conservatives are these perfect saints or anything. Not at all, or that you need to be like all society needs to be conservative or anything. That is clearly not the answer, and we have a couple of hundreds of years of example for that. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. I just wanted to get that out of my chest a little bit. Maybe elaborate later. Stop bashing on normies. Stop bashing on people that are not like you are. But I just want people to stop being cringe and ignorant and one-sided and just dumb. We need to stop being dumb because we're kind of falling apart here, and we need to stop being dumb as fuck. Stop being so juvenile already. Come on, give me a break here. If somebody does not share your own standards, just like leave it alone. Come on, just like that's cringe. I mean, it makes me cringe. Just leave it, let it be. We're supposed to live in a free culture. We're not. but we're supposed to. And overall, people are not really acting like that because we're not. But people are not really acting like pretending that we are free. Anyways, I lost track of what I said already. I hope I didn't record like 50 minutes of video of audio or something. Okay. I need to go sleep. Anyway, stop being cringe. Stop letting media tell you what to do. Stop letting advertisements telling you that nowadays that machines are better than you. Stop letting machines take over. Stop letting people rot your fucking brain. Stop being cringe. Okay, gotta go. I'm gonna go.